Hey everyone, and welcome to the RDG Sports Channel with your boy RDG in the building, talking your Commanders. Hey, let's dive right into it. But first, before we do that, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. All right. A lot of you fans are overreacting, I guess, to the Chase Young and Montez Sweat trade. I guess you guys haven't done your homework. I think you all acting out of emotion. I say that because you guys are not looking at the overall picture of things. Although I love Montez Sweat, I love Chase Young. You got to look at it like this from a business standpoint and from a production standpoint. Business standpoint, they was unable to pay those guys. Although they have coming up on $90 million in cap space this next season. They was not going to be able to pay those guys. So why not get something for those guys? We gotten a second round comp pick, a third round comp pick. To me, that sounds like a winner, right? Although some may say the 49ers won this trade, and that remains to be seen. You know what I mean? Chase Young, to me, he get a lot of quarterback pressures, but he doesn't get home. Some may say it's because of the back end. That may be true. But the fact of the matter is, him and Montez Sweat never had a double-digit sack season. I'm not making this up. The stats are there to prove for itself, speak for itself. So I'm not making anything up. Like I said, I love those guys, and I hope those guys have a great career to finish off with. But they wasn't doing anything here. Our defense was ranked last, at the bottom, on almost every statistical category. So to cry about keeping those guys, I don't understand it. What are you crying? What are you crying for? Some people are saying, "Oh, this organization is about to tank." How? When we had a 4-2 record when they both was injured, how are we tanking? Casey Toohill is, to me, has balled out every time he got in the game. He may not be athletic than those guys, but he does provide production. It's not it was never a big time drop off when Smith Williams and Toohill came in the game to spell those guys. It wasn't a drop off. So before you guys hit the panic button, you're looking at the way where they was drafted, and you're looking at the names on the back of the jersey. But neither one of those things amounted to anything so far. Yeah, they had a couple of splash plays in their career. The time when we was in Dallas and Montez Sweat intercepted the ball out of the air and ran it back in the end zone. Those one of his splash plays. And he also provided a tip play that caused the interception a few times. So those was sorry, my allergies right now, it's killing me, allergy season. So, and then you got Chase Young with the scoop pickup, the fumble and the scoop pickup, looking like a la Sean Taylor when we played against the 49ers some years back, and he took it all the way to the house. The Joe Burrow play at the end zone when he calls the fumble, that was a game-changing play. So those guys provided, my point is, those guys provided splash plays, right? But they were so far in between. It's not like Aaron Donald, you know what I mean? Parsons. It's not like nothing like that. It's not nothing nowhere near close to that level of performance. So let's just stop with this organization is tanking. I don't believe so. How are they tanking? You looking at it from a business. As you looking at it from a business standpoint, it was quite smart. You got 9 draft picks. 1 first rounder, 1 second rounder, 1 second rounder with a comp, 1 third rounder, 1 third round with a comp, and the rest of 4th, 5th, and 6th and 7th. So how can you get mad at that? You got 9 draft picks, $90 million in cap space. You already got a franchise quarterback in place. Hell, you even got your backup coach in place after you fire Ron Rivera. Now all you got to do is get a good defense coordinator. Get some offensive linemen in the draft. Get some linebackers in the draft. And get some cornerbacks in the draft. You're not going to be able to fix all your holes in one free agent season and one draft season. You're just not. So, but you could shore up that defensive line. That offensive line. That offensive line. You can shore that up, and you can also draft a young, up and coming defensive end with one of those early second round picks. I heard this draft class is going to be deep with a lot of players. So we can make it happen. Get some young people on the team, hungry, want to prove themselves, get the right defense coordinator, the right coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? And we could take off. Because first thing you want to start off with, with your franchise quarterback. And I believe we have one of those. Now we just got to protect them. Get more weapons around them. The Curtis Samuels, let's go a different direction. Let's draft a young wide receiver out of the draft that can make something happen to pair up with Terry McLaurin, and Jahan Dotson, So I wouldn't hit the panic button just yet. You guys are blowing this up. I'm reading all the comments. I'm looking at stuff on television. I'm looking at stuff on YouTube. And a lot of you Commanders fans is blowing it up. Everybody else seem to think, Washington's making the right moves. Outside of DC. Outside of DC, the national opinion is saying we're doing the right thing. But I'm seeing local fans here saying, this is why we're blowing up. We're tanking. We're going for that quarterback next year. You guys, you're doing too much speculating. For one, you're talking about a quarterback when we already had one. For two, you're going crazy about Montez Sweat and Chase Young as if they was holding our defense down. They wasn't. Our defense was last while they was on the field. What are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we saying? Make it make sense. Because y'all math ain't mathing. Y'all putting too much emotions in there. Take the emotion part out of it. That was a nice, sound decision. I'm not saying it was a great decision what they did. It was a nice sound business decision. That's what it was. You wasn't going to pay those guys anyway. You couldn't afford to keep both of them. And as far as you're looking at both of them, if I'm a manager, or if I'm an owner, that is, and I see those same two guys on the field, and I look at where my defense is ranked, and I'm supposed to pay these guys next year, one of these guys, Nah. I'll pass. Let me just go ahead and cut my losses now while I can get something for them. Let me go ahead and cut my losses now. That's a nice, sound decision. For anyone who gets mad at that, you don't know. You're not using logical sense here. You're using emotion from a fan perspective. You're letting your fan emotions get involved with logical decision makings. Don't allow the two to intertwine. At first, when I heard it, I raised my eyebrows. But then I quickly thought that quickly, I was like, oh, I get it. I see why okay. Because everyone was talking about it anyway, building up to it. But no one actually thought it was going to happen, right? Including myself. So when it happened, it took me by surprise. I raised my eyebrows. But then I thought quickly, I was like, you know what? I see what they did. Smart. Because you look at the overall picture of things. They're not doing anything on the field to increase our rankings. They're not taking over games. Sure, our back end is some crap. Sure, our linebacker is some crap. We know this. Sure, our defense coordinator is some crap. But if you're so dominant, it's not a play designed for you. Like Warren Sapp said years ago, We don't have a play that's designed for the defensive lineman. We just go out and attack. So that's pretty much what the defensive lineman does. There's no play for Deron Payne, for Jonathan Allen. There's no play for Chase Young and Montez Sweat. So you guys control everything. There's no game plan an offensive lineman can do for a great defensive line. You're not going to be able to send nobody out to go catch the ball if you got to keep everybody in to block the defensive lineman. All our Giants. That's why they were so special. Teams know how good they was. They still couldn't stop it. We supposed to have a dominant defensive line, but teams was stopping them one-on-one. Chase Young and Montez Sweat was never getting double teamed like that. Maybe out of 100%, I'll say the times that they was in there, less than 10%. They don't get chipped a lot. They don't get doubled a lot. Chase Young was going one-on-one. If you look at the all-22s, a lot of times he's going one-on-one. He's just not getting, he's getting pressure, but he's not getting home. Because all he got is the bull rush. I'm not making this up. All he got is the bull rush. That's it. Montez Sweat, he's just a gritty guy. Long arms, long legs, long strides. And he has upper body strength. Both of those guys got tremendous upper body strength. Montez has just got the longer arms. He's able to push his guys back a little bit further than Chase Young. To me, I think Montez Sweat is the overall better pass rusher than Chase Young. That's just my opinion. More athletic, more speed, Chase Young. But the overall better pass rusher is Montez Sweat. But yeah, that's my take on it, everybody. That's my take on it. That's the way I feel about the trade. I know a lot of you upset, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can change about it right now. We got to live with it. And that's that. And that's all I got for right now. Be sure to make another video later on in the week, by week's end, to talk about this a little bit more, to get more in depth in it. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe to your boy, RDG. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.